Very similar to Manson Gibson, and it's starting to work for him. He's winning more fights than he's having a problem with. And of course, you were supposed to find Anthony Lapia from South Australia, who didn't turn up to the weigh-in yesterday, and Jarrod from the blue corner has taken the fight on one day's notice. But he's, well, there's some Manson Gibson style jumping, spinning back kick.
Last time I saw Jarrod Curtis, in fact, he was standing in for someone else who hadn't shown up that night. So he obviously, I remember some time ago too, him talking about the fact he was having some difficulty getting fights, and he was fighting where others are falling out.
Certainly an unusual style, that Sam Soliman style of fighting, isn't it?
Yes, he's certainly got virtually no guard up.
He looks to me like a contact karate fighter that's brought it in with boxing gloves on, and he makes it work.
Yes, you can watch him looking at the centre of the chest of his opponent, just looking for wherever it may come from. Again, that spinning back kick would have been effective had it landed.
Jarrod trying to get Sam in the corner there. Big push towards the corner to try and get him mixed in the corner. But Sam does like the centre of the ring. He likes to move around and use the whole ring.
Interestingly enough, going against, as I indicated at the beginning of this fight, that he actually is more or less not so much walking up but protecting the centre of the ring, as you say, but he's forcing the fight.
Oh yeah, he's aggressive. He's been very aggressive tonight. Because he's been in preparation for Anthony Lapia, which would have been a very hard fight. And now Jarrod's also making this a hard fight.
Jarrod been very lucky to have missed those two high kicks.
Taking the fight on one day's notice, his timing's not quite as sharp, but that could develop as the rounds progress. He's an experienced fighter. It's a fast and furious second round. They're not holding back for later on. They're letting it all go.
Here's that laconic style of Sam's again. That elbow, that front elbow just keeps flailing out from his side there. Got both gloves down by his waist, almost encouraging his opponent to come in and try and knock him in the chin.
Yeah, that could always be dangerous in the later rounds as he gets tired. Even when he's fresh, he fights with his hands down, and he's very sharp when he's fresh. But I just worry a bit that with the hands down like that, as the rounds progress and he tires a bit, he may start to get caught, depending, of course, how fresh the opponent remains. But they're both putting a lot out.
And he's absolutely right over. Obviously, nice kick there from Jarrod. Probably didn't do much damage, but it might have scored him a few points or so. Both fighters playing the same game.
Both boys are very fit.
Very fit. Jarrod's a very athletic fighter, isn't he?
Yeah.
But, even in some bouts we've seen him not doing so well. In the past, he still gives his all. Seems to me to be a little more settled fighter too than, oh no, there he is. That's his habit. He's has to skip around like a boxer.
Definitely trying to get in there and get it on. Definitely trying to get up close.
In your experience, Bob, does either of these fighters have a knockout punch?
Not that they've got great records now. They're distance fighters, as I know them. But Jarrod's trying hard to get up, and that rushing in, he's either they could catch one another. Right. The way Jarrod's trying to get up and get the fight on, he could get hit by Sam coming in, or he could get in there and hit Sam. So it's a range fight. So the gap's being closed all the time, and Sam keeps reopening it.
Right.
So the whole fight is taking place over at least 2 metres. There's constantly 2 metres between the fighters. So that's dangerous for both fighters. They're both taking a chance.
Right.
I mean, it's just dangerous to get in close, but
sure. But
the way Jarrod's rushing in, if he runs into something or if he catches Sam, they can do damage either way, either fighter. That's what's making this an exciting fight.
Yep. That spinning back kick again from Sam.
Very fast,
wasn't it?
6 inches short of the mark.
Finally taking Sam out with leg kicks.
Sam Soliman always looks like he's enjoying the fight so much. Gets me like he's not fighting at all. It's like he's watching a football match or something on TV. But Jarrod's very keen to get it on, and Sam's just got that nonchalant look in the face.
It's almost like the spider in a fly.
I've really been trying to grade who's getting ahead of the other. The judge will have enough problem with that, but it would be a hard fight to judge because they're both hitting missing and they're both scoring heavy when they score.
Right.
But the aggression's even and the effectiveness is even. Neither fighter is wearing the other one down. They're both still as effective as one another. They're both still aggressive in their styles of fighting.
Solid exchange there, but again, no damage.
Oh,
nice
roundhouse kick.
Yes. Quick retaliation from Sam, but both fighters fairly equal there. Bit of consternation from Jarrod's corner there as to it took place, but anyway.
He's really working that front leg now.
He's really going for it too now, isn't he?
Jarrod's loaning up something chronic on that front leg. If he gets 4 or 5 of them in. Sam has gone a bit stiff-legged on that left leg.
Yes, you can see him with his front leg. That'll slow some of those spinning kicks down.
But he could be foxing too. You've got to watch Sam. He could be foxing.
Oh! I think Sam took a bit of the elbow there that was intended to be a spinning back fist. Honest mistake.
Apologise to the referee and apologise to Sam. I don't think that was intentional. He's holding back on that big roundhouse kick now. He's letting a few left jabs go off the lead leg. Taking on the glove. Crowd's reacting. A big kick and a big punch to finish that round off. It's a very entertaining fight so far. We've had 4 very aggressive rounds by both fighters, both performing very strong.
This the success in this fight, Bob, would be very important for Jarrod, having taken on at such late notice, and for him to do well against Sam Soliman. This fight would do his reputation well and good.
And as he says, he hasn't been getting booked. He's been filling in on fights lately. But of course, if he wins this, he'll be getting booked a lot more often. But Sam Soliman says, none of that. I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
And Sam is a little bit stronger this round. Starting to throw Jarrod around a bit.
Oh,
Good exchange. High kick by Sam, a low kick by Jarrod. Putting Sam off balance slightly. I think Sam's a little bit stronger this round so far.
yes, he's starting to take the fight right up to Jarrod. There's one of those circumstances you were talking about before. When they're bridging the gap that way, Sam leaves himself wide open. If the kick misses, he's liable to take a right on the chin from Jarrod.
That's a big risk here for both of them. They're both loaded up strong. As I said, they don't have big knockout records, but coming in on one another like they are tonight, either one of them could walk into something.
Hard lefts and rights there from Sam. Coming in with a push kick, changing his mind. Getting him tight on the ropes.
So Sam's taken the strength up this round. Jarrod's still got tons in him.
He has tons in him, doesn't he? It seems, I don't know what it takes to sap that man's energy.
And another kick punch combination to finish off by both fighters.
Come on, raise the roof of the Renaissance.
So Howard Lee's just announced that this is the 6th and final round. Sam looks again like he wants to take it up. He took it up in the 5th, and now this round again he's
Just looking for that opening, isn't he?
well, that's what Jarrod was doing in the first 3 rounds. He was taking it up. He was loading that lead leg, really kicking hard. He's not throwing around kick anymore. He may have a bruised shin or something. He may have hurt himself. A little bit of swelling on his right shin.
Neither fighter taking a backward step.
This is a very hard fight for the judges because they've been doing the same thing all night.
It's
They're
very hard, isn't it?
Still equal amount hit and miss, and still equal amount of solid contact to one another.
Yes, I think whichever way this bout goes, should there be a decision made, there'll be some kind of an uproar from one part of the crowd or another.
Jarrod's circling now. So the first 3 rounds he was the aggressor,
Yeah.
and the last 3 rounds he's let Sam lead up a bit. Jarrod might feel he did enough in the first 3 rounds. He loaded up and he was very aggressive, and he could be counter-fighting back now to change Sam's style of fighting.
Right. Yes, he was taking some specific instructions from his trainer during that last break, and perhaps it is a change of strategy. Let's just hope that doesn't cost him any points. The capacity of these fighters to switch quickly from hands to legs.
They both think they want it. They both think they want it.
Both take it right.
Australian super middleweight champion, Jarrod.